So good evening, everyone. So today is Sunday, the 18th of January. Today also half moon, and also very special day that we have just the service which we normally do every year, remembering our departed loved ones. So this morning we started it at 10 o'clock with the chanting and a reflection and offering the dana. And this is our usual activity here in our center. Whenever we have an event, we normally start off with the chanting and meditation. So we are all here participating this evening's chanting. So today particularly we have this special day is called the Remembrance Day, and in the Pali term or in a Buddhist term there are few terms used. One is called Dakshinanupathan. Basically means that once we have offered, we also dedicate it to our loved one. It is also known as Pubba Peta Bali, which means, again, whoever our relatives, after they passed away, if they have reborn on this Peta realms, which again, one of the 31 planes of existence, and within that one existence called the Petas, and within that Petas there are other categories, and within that other categories there is one particular group of Petas. It's called a Paradattu Peta. They rely on a relative's offering, and rejoicing at their relative's offering, they free from that realms and ability or possibility to reborn in a better than where they were. So that is the another word that is used. But the famous word that we normally use is called a punyanamodana, which is basically means that a cultivation of the merits, and someone has cultivated the merits and we appreciate on that. And that merit again, a person who perform it, he has or she has the intention of cultivation of the merit simply to dedicate the departed ones. That is known as the punyanamodana. Anumodana means rejoicing. So there are another two words that we have to remember, that is the word called pattidanamaya and pattanamodana. So pattidanamaya, which means that we accumulate merit by giving a dana, the offerings, practice of a sila, or intentionally observing strictly, it doesn't matter whether the only 5 precepts, but with the great intention that today is a full moon, I'm not going to break or violate any of them at all, and then consciously practicing that throughout the day. And then the third one is the bhavana, so the mental purity. So these are the 3 ways that one can accumulate the merit, and then sharing it to others with a good intention to share, basically passing on to the good news that we have accumulated or we have performed a meritorious deed. So I would like you to appreciate in it, like that, and then sharing it. And that sharing is also a part of a giving, as well as a part of giving an opportunity to someone who heard it could follow the path to cultivate the wholesome deed. So this is the one concept. Another one is called pattanumodana. Pattanumodana here means that having heard or having seen someone has done a good merit and they appreciate it, and rejoicing their activity of making a merit. That is called a pattanumodana. But among these different words, the famous word and commonly used as a unanimous or like a union, or basically defining one word, is called a punyanamodana. Which again, punyanamodana is basically means gladly, with a great joy and happiness, rejoicing in wholesome actions. The action, whatever, whether they are our own or someone else. So that is called the punyanamodana. Now, Buddha did not, the punya or the accumulation of the merit before we share it or to dedicate it, we have to accumulate the punya. Now, the Buddha did not limit it simply the giving or the dana or a practice of the morality. He even emphasized that feeling of a joy, appreciation, appreciative mind in itself is the power of a source of a merits. So appreciation is, in a way, is also emotional balance, practice of emotional balance too. Pretty much of the time, whenever we see someone's success, we become jealous, envy, and not only jealous and envy, we have a desire to acquire that, or different ways to get it to be ours, in those ways, which is actually emotionally imbalanced. So one who is suffered is ourselves. So the practice of rejoicing and appreciation is another form of accumulation of the merit. And among the offering, again, we start off with offering to the monks, and that's again regarded as they are the source of a merit, accumulation of the merit. And then the monks will say sadhu anumodana, which as a blessings, but not as just a blessings, but as an invitation for everyone who are present in that particular time or particular space to rejoice that goodness too. So that's why nowadays, whenever somebody posts on social media regarding the good deeds, people normally say sadhu, sadhu, just type sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And then nowadays there is another trend going on saying that before you say sadhu, please read it. So before you say it sadhu, please read it, like that. So that's also going on too. But anyway, so that's the concept behind that. Whenever we see someone is performing good things, then we say sadhu. And the good thing is, the very interesting here, that after we have accumulated the merit and we want to dedicate it to the departed ones, particularly the loved one that we are very close to, once they departed, we would like to do something in the name of that person. Now, when we are doing it, so this is called the transferring a merit. or dedicating it a merit or sharing the merit. Now here we have to remember that the sharing is something that mentally done. It's not a sharing of material objects, but it's a mental sharing. So when we dedicate to this merit to the departed ones, departed relatives or deceased ones, they normally will receive it automatically. And this automatically receiving is not because just the connection or a chain or a channeled and he or she receive it, but that person has to rejoice in it too. Only then that person will receive that merit. So that's in a way mind to mind connection, and only then that merit can be transferred, or that merit can be useful for a person who is receiving it. Otherwise, this merit will not pass on or will not received by a deceased one. So we have to be very careful in that there are two different types of beings. Once they have passed away, will reborn in different realms, different existence, and there are existence which they are not in a position to receive it, and there are existence that they able to receive this dedication. And with that, how can we be sure of a person who passed away, reborn in a state that they are in a position to receive our offerings? So we don't know. So we just presume that if they are in that state, so may they rejoice our offerings and free from that position. So the teachings is not that whatever you do, they will get it straight away. And our mind should be clear, their mind should be there and intentionally rejoicing. Only then it can be dedicated or transferred, and a deceased one or the loved ones who passed away could get benefit from it. So and this merit, we don't have to do it in a grand or, but we can do in a small chunks as well. It's such as when you are performing a generosity or giving a dana to the monks, or even attending the chanting or a practice of a meditation, even just for a short period of a time, we can dedicate it to our departed friends or relatives and whoever are close to us, as well as other members too. So as we know that beings are reborn in a different realms. Now, if they are in the Petas, as I have said, that they will be able to, or in a state of rejoicing, and they will be free from there. So that's why, in a way, this act is also act of a kindness and a compassion. And this kindness and compassion towards our own relatives, and also building our connections beyond our death to our own relatives. That's why often there are a tradition of doing regularly every year performance, cultivating the merit and dedicating it to the departed ones. So when we rejoice the merits that someone has shared it got to be in a state that once we have said sadhu sadhu, we feel joy in our heart, and this joy in fact leads to the calm and also leads to the concentration, which is the base for the cultivation of the wisdom. Now, with this way of doing, in a way, we are also nurturing the emotional balance or a joy, sympathetic joy, so that we are not swayed or we don't create any jealousy, hatred, or envy at all, but we practice out of a compassion, and then we also conduct our moral practices and try our best to progress in the Dhamma. So this is how one can perform it. Further on, when we look at that performance or that the activity, we realize that it's also a communal activity. People come to join together and share meals and share thoughts, and also helping one another to overcome from the bereavement. Bereavement is something that's not easy to cure, but it's also harmful. So it's very good to socialize and work together or be with someone and share our thoughts. Then it will be able to help each one of us to be free or easing from this bereavement. And this again depends on how close you are, depends on how much do you understand. So if we have fully understood in these ways, and then the practice of punyana modana, or making the merit or generating the merit to dedicate our departed loved one, obviously brings a great merit and help. So not only that helping ourselves, but also helping others. Now, in the meantime, when we look at in a different perspective to it, we can see that this is another way of our parents or our friends taught us to cultivate merit for ourselves. Doesn't matter how much busy we are in our life. We may be busy that we don't have time to go to the temple. We don't have time to do the meritorious deed. We don't have time to meditate, or we don't have time to practice the sila. But when such an event like a remembrance service, then we make time. We make time to attain. We make time to dedicate merit. So in a way, that dedication, that cultivation of the merit, and the effort that you have applied to perform such rituals, in a way, is actually funding that we are saving for our trouble in the samsara. We are gaining the good merit, wholesome deeds, which belongs to us for ourselves. So with that, then in a way, although our intention is to make a merit and share it to the departed one, but in a way we are actually accumulating a merit for ourselves too. So that's why this is quite interesting subject to discuss, or a subject to ponder about. And it's also a subject of human preferred way to communicate with the departed ones too. My understanding is that Buddha is one of the greatest founder or a knower who explained it more detailedly than any other a culture and a faiths, because in any other culture and a faiths also have a similar belief that after we died we need some support, we need some help. As a result, the Egyptian mummies or those buried crops, they also have buried some beautiful coins or some other items, hoping that they will use it after life. Similarly, other traditions also believe that after doing such and such things, so in the next life they will be receiving something better, which is uncertain. Whereas when you look at the Buddha's instruction, it's like a plus like a 2 plus 2 4, and there is no other thing. So the merit that we accumulate will be the cause for our own safety and a guide too. Now Yvonne asks, can you send merit to animals also, or is it just the humans? So you can share merit to every being. So that's why whenever we are sharing a loving kindness or sharing the merits, our intention is to channel to the someone who we love one first, and then to share with all other beings, whoever are there. But the matter is that we can share it, but they have to rejoice in it. Only then it can be transferred, or it can be known as a dedication. So the task is that our intention is pure. We cultivate the merit and we dedicate it to that in a hope that they will rejoice it. Now rejoice is their choice, whether they would like to do it or not, whether they are in a position to receive it or not, whether they are ready to rejoice in it or not. If they do not rejoice in it, then they will not be benefited. So that's why we do our part. They have to do from their part. Only then this will fulfill. But having said that, doesn't mean that we should not be doing it. So we, first of all, we include only those who are loved ones, and then we dedicate it to whoever needs it. Whoever needs it, heard it, may they rejoice, so that they will be a part of this merit making and they will be freed from that. So it's a matter of sharing it to everyone, everybody, every beings, and it's a matter of them to rejoice and get the benefit from this sharing. So this is the today's story about the Punyanamodana or Dakshinanupatan, the remembrance, service for our departed loved ones who departed in various ways. And we hope that they listen, they rejoice, and get benefit from our service today. Now this is the time for the practice of a meditation. Sitting in a comfortable position. Relax ourselves. Leaving all your responsibilities aside. After the chanting, we can experience some calmness, quietness in our mind, more in the present moment, grounded. You may use the breath as the object to calm the mind, cultivate the clarity. And recognizing if there is this sense of a pleasant feeling or unpleasant feelings, or you can't define that it's a pleasant feeling or unpleasant feeling, but you felt. You may recognize that your mind is restless, then that restless mind again, you don't need to rush to calm it down. Just be mindful and bring it back to the breath, rising, falling. Whenever you feel pleasant sensation, don't be overjoyed, and when you feel unpleasant sensation, don't be disappointed. And even the moment when you feel some sort of a sensation that you can't recognize them, but you feel something is happening, whether the positive or a negative, or just can't recognize that properly, those moments, do not engage, do not proliferate, do not try to find what it is, do not try to define it or put it into different contexts, put it into frames, and so on. But just recognizing that, aware of it, and let go. It's like sitting at the bank of the river and watching the river flow. Everything is like that. Let it flow and go away.